So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, there's 2 European sides. We've seen Millenium a lot. We know for a fact that SOAS is incredibly strong on Aurelia up top, so I expect to see Aurelia go nearly being banned out there by alternate.attax. Millenium, sorry. So do they know something, or maybe that's a case of SOAS does not want Nidalee up top?
Yeah, and we've seen the second ban coming out there. The alternate ban is a Mumu. So we're going to have, you know, first jungler picked out there. There's Gangplank knocked out from the blue team, which of course is Millenium. And just to give you a bit of information, we are playing on the version of Wukong release. So that's where we're patched up to. There's no Skarner in the tournament mode just yet.
Yeah, and so Gangplank ban, Orianna ban. I'm expecting to see that Orianna's going to be the new Rumble. It's going to be, I think it's going to be banned the whole tournament. I've got to be honest. Nivea banned straight out of there. Obviously, Nivea used to be Mama's main guy in the mid, so or girl or whatever it is. It's a bird. I don't know.
His main bird.
Well, there you go. Aurelia's surely going to be the first one out the gate by Millenium here. They hasn't been banned. Nocturne was taken straight out of it. So the jungler's really targeted more than anything. And what will Millenium start with? Millenium, well, I'm sure anyone that's watching on stream is not going to know where I am, but anyone that's in the audience is going to know that they are directly behind us, the gaming area. You can see this, I think you can't see it because it's not on screen, but there's a guy like in a, but if you go to the screen, you'll see it. There we go, there's the gaming area. You can see they are absolutely packed around it. So in amongst that crowd, and you can see Stream 1 over on the left-hand side there with the thing, is the gaming area. They are pretty much swamped from behind there. And it's filling up in here nicely.
Interesting pick
Lee
first.
Sin, first pick, wow. And that's like a tribute to how much he's been buffed lately as well. He's kind of a very strong hero. He's obviously going to be switched because he's got clairvoyance. I don't think Lee Sin's going to have clairvoyance.
You never know. No, that's not going to happen.
So Soraka, and that's the bottom lane straight away. Soraka Vayne, very strong lane there immediately. It's going to be interesting to see what AD carry they go with. Obviously, Yellow Pete, I think it used to be Ashe pretty much predominantly all the time, as well as Vayne. Vayne's always been a very strong AD carry, so I'm guessing we're probably going to see the General Sona with an AD carry. Actually, Linak is the new AP, isn't it? Linak's the new AP carry for Millenium, I believe.
Yeah, they've changed around just due to the fact that there's Moma's gone, and there's Aurelia coming out. Yeah, and I like the alternate have gone and secured that bottom lane combination exactly how they want it. Don't forget the group stage is best of 1, so you make a mistake in your first game, it could be, you know, a make or break match in your tournament. Looks like we're going to see Annie coming out.
So I'm guessing that's actually going to be Linak playing Annie. Almost certainly going to be SOAS onto Aurelia. Schleier is the new jungler for them. And like I say, Tidus is going to be, so I'm guessing it's going to be Kuja jungling, Lee Sin jungling, sorry. Schleier's going to be on Lee Sin. So it's a case of who will be the bottom lane now. Oh, Lux coming out.
Olaf?
Is it going to be Brolaf or Olaf? I don't know. They've obviously got 500,000 RP, I think it is, whatever, right, set up for these tournaments. So they could have any old... it's a weird
pick.
It's a weird pick. I guess it's going to be the jungler Brolaf. We could see something different here from Alternate. You never know. We say the meta game changes all the time. We're going to have Taric coming out on the bottom. Who will be the AD? It will be Caitlyn. So there we go. So Tidus is going to be on Caitlyn. SOAS is almost certainly going to switch with Kuja. So that is your team. What will be the final pick for alternate.attax? I gotta be honest, that's a pretty strong team for Millenium as well that they've got there. It's a little strange. I mean, Lux is a fantastic hero. I've played a lot. Yeah. And only yesterday we had a double rainbow.
Double rainbow. I saw one on the way home. It was awesome.
So it was immediately said, as soon as we got out of the car, Lux would be so proud. So what will, are they ever going to lock in? That's the question. They've finally done it. Okay, so I guess they may be tweaking. You know what? I'd be interested to know, is this in the English client? I assume it's not the German client. Daniel's in the crowd. Oh dear. This is some really strange picks from Alternate, but it might work.
Notice that no one yet has picked up Smite on the Alternate side.
Well, I mean, if Olaf's going to be jungling or Udi is going to be jungling, they kind of don't need it. They can get away with it. It's not ideal. And Smite certainly speeds things up. There we go, Smite switching. No, so Unso's going to be going, and Brolaf's going to be jungling. Okay, so it's going to be top lane will be Udyr versus Aurelia. It's pretty strong and strange. So mid will obviously be Linak versus Lux. And I've got to be honest, Lux can actually keep Linak quite at range. Obviously, it has the ability to just throw the damage out there and just hold it until anyone walks near it. So it could easily possibly keep him at range. It's going to be hard to see how that one's going to work out though, because obviously if Linak does go with the old flash Tivers explode in your face, Lux is generally going to die pretty quickly.
Yeah, really, that's the thing about Lux. I mean, obviously she does have the stun, or the shackle at least, so that's something to really control Lanny, but they have to be very, very careful. Flash in there, ignite as well on Linak. But this is a new look Millennium team. We're seeing them with a substitute plus a new member after Moma left, and we can finally call them Frenchies again since Moma left. The one German that managed to sneak into the team is now gone, so they are from now on the Frenchies.
The Frenchies, and they've obviously qualified for the World Cyber Games. It is Millennium. Yep. They are the French team going forward. And I believe World Cyber Games qualification for Germany is actually here, which is why we've got SK with a 7-team lineup. Yeah,
7-man, I think, maybe even 8 or something ridiculous, because they can only play full German lineup there. So they've got some subs in case they need to. In case someone sleeps over or something like that, and they could start. Obviously, they get 2 minutes now just to mess around with runes and masteries. They were all doing them earlier when they came. As we mentioned, Alternate did come a little bit later. They had problems getting into the event, which is why we were delayed for an hour, almost exactly there. So, an hour behind schedule, but I'm sure we'll be catching that one up a little bit later on in the day. And by the way, if you want to check out all the groups, how they stand, the fixtures, the schedule, go over to intelextrememasters.com. All the stuff and the results will be posted there. So, Demon, your predictions for this one?
Millennium are going to take it. I think it might be a bit closer than we predict, but the fact that Soaz has got Aurelia at top, it's the same situation with Wicked from SK. If you allow him to have that top lane with Aurelia, you know he's going to be strong, regardless. And we're just waiting for alternate.
But,
I mean, what do you think? I mean, alternate.attax, despite the fact that they've had all these changes, alternate.attax have come into this one on the back of the EPS, runner-up place it was. They were runner-up for SK. SK obviously had the changes with the lineup, which is why it's now alternate.attax here, because they had not got a German lineup. The whole point of the EPS is the German tournament. It was the German event. They have like one for the UK, one for the Holland, etc., various countries. But as it is, with the jungler, and I'm not sure how Olaf's going to work. He's a great hero if played right, but he can also be a really bad hero if played wrongly. And it can go south from, because if anyone like me is with Olaf, you just get carried away and you're just like, I'm going to dive. No, I died.
Yeah, they have to be very carefully, and I think from Alternate's point of view, they know they're up against a stronger opponent on paper than them, so they may be going for something a little bit unorthodox, a little bit risky, just to try and get their way in. Let's get some game sounds into the mix. Yeah, so I'm going to kick this one off. Obviously, first game of the day, first game of the tournament in League of Legends. And we'll see if we have a level 1 fight. Generally, these European teams, we've not seen a level 1 fight, or certainly no early first blood, but we'll see how this one goes. Lux just checking out that middle bush. And yeah, Alternate playing this one very defensively there. You can see the starting items down at the bottom, as Demon mentioned. We do have the same spectator client that was used at the Season 1 finals over at DreamHack.
Yeah, Millennium being very cautious here. We don't think they can hear us. They are sat
I don't think so. There's so much noise here, and the speakers are faced away, so...
Indeed. So you can see that we're not going to have the level 1 fight as per usual here in Europe. It's going to be interesting to see when the Americans do actually get involved. They tend to go very much for the level 1 fights. So as kind of predicted, Lee Sin's going to be the jungler here. Will be going top versus Aurelia, and down the bottom it is going to be the 8-2 AD in support. Although we do have a surprise down the bottom.
That could be very interesting there.
Yeah. And it's going to sneak in there as well. Nobody's seen them. And they've stuck a long way back.
They've got double stun down there at bottom as well because of Annie.
Obviously trying to claim first blood. We'll see whether it actually works out. Of course, like we said, the spectator mode, we now have the gold value, we have the tower values there, we have the kill counts, we have everything. Clairvoyance being used. Let's see where it went down. I think... No, I didn't see where that clairvoyance went used. He definitely used it. But I'm not seeing it on the map. And, well... Right now, looks to be going to be saying miss mid. You can see Olaf started off at the golems at the top there. Lee Sin started at the wolves, if anyone wants to know the jungler's path. And the 2 AD support down the bottom are going to come out. So Tidus is going to start farming. And this could, you know, if this backfires, missing out probably on at least a level of experience. Oh, showed herself too early there. Linak came out a little bit too early, showed herself. Didn't want to waste the flash, didn't want to get for it there, and I don't think they would have caught it either. So Annie's going to return, and that's going to mean that Annie's almost missed out on a full level of experience. I think Lux is almost certainly going to hit 2 any second now since his wave finishes. So yeah, so it's, you know, it kind of backfires, but I think you'll soon catch that straight up.